What's going on, everybody? Applersky back with another new video and another new series, actually. And the way I thought about this was, for some reason, I got like the itch to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy again, and I watched the extended cut, which actually adds a lot to the movie. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. But anyway, so I started playing, and then watching the movie made me want to play Shadow of Mordor. And as I was playing it, I don't know why, but I looked up what games are on their 10th year anniversary this year, and this will happen to be one of them. So I thought, oh, well, I'm currently playing it. Let's do like kind of a 10-year celebration on it, right? So this game is awesome to me, especially because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but it's very, very well known. A lot of people have played it, loved it, because it introduces a very new mechanic nobody's ever used again, called the Nemesis system. Warner Brothers patented it, which I'm actually glad they did, because I wouldn't like to see every other game utilizing the same system. But it's more than that, too. I mean, it kind of has a lot of Assassin's Creed, and it's like if Assassin's Creed and Batman Arkham had a baby, which makes sense because Warner Brothers published it, right? So this is the combat similar. The climbing is very similar to Assassin's Creed, but it's much more than that. It tells a really good story, very intriguing, and it's super like mature, right? Which we didn't really get with any of the Lord of the Rings games or movies before. So this is just a celebration of the 10-year anniversary. I highly suggest, if you don't have this, grab the Game of the Year edition, because it comes with 2 incredible DLCs as well. And it shouldn't be that expensive. I know Shadow of Mordor is on PlayStation Plus, but then I looked up the Game of the Year edition. It's kind of conflicting. But the Game of the Year edition is like $20. So definitely worth it if you haven't played it. And also worth it if you want to revisit it, because it is a hell of a game. So how this is going to work is I'm going to show, the first part's going to be kind of like a soft edited version of the intro. So it kind of gets you to like know what's going on. And then we're going to get into the gameplay and some of the systems and all of that. Plus, I'll be going over the 2 DLCs as well. So, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, give it a like, and comments are very much appreciated. And if you like it enough, like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. It was here, on the slopes of Mount Doom, that the Dark Lord Sauron was defeated by a last alliance of men and elves. It is here that for 2,500 years the Rangers of Gondor stood watch, guarding against a nameless threat they had all but forgotten. And while the strength of Gondor faded, the power and malice of Sauron grew in darkness. He has returned to Mordor. Shadow and flame have fallen on the Black Gate, and no mortal man can stand in its path.
That is a perfect swing for killing chicken. Wouldn't want to hurt you. It'll take a lot more than that. You're not a soldier yet. I'll have your guts. I'm all right.
My blade shall rest in your throat. Dear
Am I dead?
You are banished from death.
Shh. We must hide now, or we are both dead. Come on.
We should have left when we had the chance.
Don't move. I'll clear a path. I'm outnumbered. Stealth is my only advantage.
We should be a five-axe spree. Stinks target. Dead talk. Stop feasting! We must return to battle!
Put the sword down, Ranger. The Black Hand wants him alive!
He will live. Father! I'm right here, son. I'm right here.
Shirkush Adhazushu. Kantya Pakurizak. Nakiza.
You're
We'll be together, my love. Soon. Forever.
Shirkush Adhazushu. Kantya Pakurizak. Nakizak. Gurar Moshikush Agazkushu. Kantya Pakurizak. Come back to me, Elf Lord.
What is this place?
See for yourself.
Mordor.
Now do you believe me, Ranger?
What has happened to me?
You are banished from death. Cast adrift between the worlds of light and dark. Curse binds us together within the walls of Arda.
If what you say is true, then how do we break this curse?
We find the one who cast it on us. The Black Hand of Sauron.
This looks familiar.
So, we missed one of you at Narcos, eh? An easy mistake to fix.
Alright, so after a brief introduction to combat and stealth, and probably one of the most brutally tragic cutscenes I've seen in a video game, we continue our adventure properly, right? So, this is, some look at early combat. Very much has that, counter Batman. If Batman and Assassin's Creed had a baby, it would be this game. So, but that's not bad, right? I mean, WB published it, and you would think that the similarities for the combat would be there. Batman, they did the same thing with the incredible Mad Max game as well. But anyway, that's Celebrimbor, and if you know, I mean, it's common knowledge, kind of like if you know. If you've watched Rings of Power, definitely you know who he is. He's one of the main characters. I'm not sure if he's mentioned in the movies. Like I said, I'm rewatching them now, so I'm going to be on the lookout for that. Because I was surprised to see him in Rings of Power. I thought he was made up, but obviously not. He's actually... He was the elf that Sauron... He helped Sauron create all the Rings of Power. So he's very much, you know, a pretty big character when it comes to that. He created the damn rings, right? So, but I don't want to spoil anything more than that. The game's actual like main goal is to find out who killed your family, why you were targeted, for Celebrimbor to basically possess you. It's the reason you're alive. I mean, you're dead, but like you're undead, you know. And so this is like a first good look at the Nemesis system. We interrogated that guy, and he tells us that Gimboob, the slaver, he knows where the Black Hand is. So this is going to be our first target. And I believe that's Ratbag, which he'll show up again later in the game.
If one can trust an orc.
Trust has nothing to do with it. His thoughts.
So he's all scarred up, burnt up. It's been a long time since I played this, so I don't know what his demise was. Like, I'm sure Sauron kills him, but what's cool is we have one of the DLCs is called the Bright Lord. And you get to play as Celebrimbor like thousands of years before this game takes place, and it answers a lot of kind of unanswered things in this game, and we'll be going over that briefly as well without giving up. I don't want to give too many spoilers, right? So there's going to be minor spoilers here and there, but nothing that's going to completely ruin the game if you've never played it before. So now we got our target, and we're going to learn some more about the gameplay mechanics. And here we go. So what's cool too is during this part, it's kind of you'll see like it's how dynamic the Nemesis system is, because you know on my way to the target I kind of run into a couple of different things that I don't, you know, each gameplay is kind of different, or each playthrough is kind of different, right? So here, that's the Wraith. What we've seen was the Wraith thing, the Wraith world. So you can it's kind of like Eagle Vision in Assassin's Creed. And this is another thing, kind of like Assassin's Creed, is we found the slaver, right? But there's an optional objective, which to take out 4 archers. And me, you know, with my love of Assassin's Creed, I love that edition, and I took advantage of it. It also serves as a gameplay thing too, because like once you confront the slaver, it like weakens his army a bit. He doesn't have his archers, but this guy, what I was talking about before, is instead of killing him, I actually I killed the last guy, but then I came across this guy, and I noticed he was what's called a worm. And he has information, so you can unlock information on other captains. And I didn't get enough info. Oof. Oh, that was badass. Didn't get enough info to find out his weaknesses or whatnot, but with one more worm interrogation, it would give up that info, right? So here's the slaver. He's not vulnerable to stealth kills. Some are, and some are like they have different weaknesses and strengths. Like one guy might be very like susceptible to fire, while it enrages the next guy, right? So I cut it short. Now see, he knocks him out, and I wanted to point this out because it'll say killed up there, right? So he's dead, even though he knocked him out. And I didn't want to leave this guy to go tell his friends, because he will. If you let guys that witness it, they'll go tell another captain, and then that'll send another captain to this area. So I wanted to take him out. So, yeah, they all have their weaknesses and invulnerabilities, right? So this is a meeting of an old friend. So I'll let you guys listen to this.
You didn't die 10 years ago.
I take it you did not come here to arrest me for treason? Captain, come to the outcast camp. We shall ask my scouts.
I'll be there.
And what do we have here? A cameo. Well, what I thought at the time was a cameo. It's much more than that, but I won't spoil the whole thing. I did want you... I have a clip prepared here because I wanted you to see how well of a performance this guy does as Gollum. He completely overshadows his own terrible game 10 years later. With the look, the voice, the act, the way he's acting, everything. So take a listen.
Quiet. Quiet, precious.
Think you could sneak up on me so easily, eh?
Mordor hurts us.
What does he know of it?
Bright Master. Yes, we knows. Bright Master came to us in our dreams.
You see.
Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed that. And then here's another dynamic. This kind of just happened dynamically. Like I ran into this guy, which I think I might have ran into him before. I'm not sure, but there's another opportunity to gain some more information, so I took it. And I went ahead and revealed a new captain. And with that information, he was like a worm too, so it gave me his vulnerabilities and strengths. So just for later, you know, because eventually you got to take down a whole gang of captains. You recruit, you build your own army, and it's really cool how you can do it. You can do a lot of different things with the Nemesis system. So we've located. This I did on my own because I wanted to take revenge on this guy that defeated me earlier, which I didn't have that footage in here, but I found him, and I was trying to get him to turn around to notice me, but instead I accidentally kill him, but I don't kill him. He uses like the Wraith power, and it says, see up there, it says instead of killed, it says vengeance. So that opens up another thing where I end up running into him again, like shortly after this. And you'll see what, oh god, that was awesome. And you'll see what I mean about them remembering you, right? So here it is, I'll let you listen to what he says.
Tried to burn me with magic, you did? Now I'll burn your rotting corpse!
And I was trying my damnedest to actually cut his head off because I wanted to do away with this guy for good. This is a long... I call them like, they're like mini bosses, right? Because they're very powerful. And see, the little bitch tries to run away. So you don't want to let them get away because they can get promoted. All kinds of different things could happen. But see, I was trying to get that execution move on him and cut his head off. But now it says vengeance again. So I don't know if he's coming back. I mean, you would think that would have killed him. But you'd also think the other thing would have killed him too. This is just a little clip I wanted to show you because it shows a Karagor here and how dynamic the beast can be. Like, he just completely demolishes that guy, and I just watched. But speaking of Karagors, now we're gonna move on to Lord of the Hunt, which is really cool. I'll let you listen to the introduction.
Beastmasters. That does sound like my kind of prey. What do I need to know?
I know you're familiar with the Caragors. I taught you everything you know about them. But let me tell you about their cousins from
Torvin, what of the war chiefs? You didn't bring me here just to hunt another wild cat, did you?
Just a hunter. Pay attention, Captain. These cats are a silent, stealthy breed from beyond.
So that's Torvin, and you actually help him in the main game. So he's kind of like a side character when you venture off into this other part of the world. And he's a beast master, so he teaches you how to like tame beasts and properly and all that stuff, right? So I didn't want to show any more of the main game, and this is me fully powered up because, like I said, I platinumed the base game, and I have all my powers in this one. So you're gonna see some a lot more stuff that Talion can do even in the base game. And it carries over to the DLC, so which is really cool. Like, I hate DLCs that make you start over. You get a badass new outfit. Ooh, there's a Karagor. It's like an alpha Karagor though. It's not your. It's a Korgath, so it's like a step above a Karagor. But you have this move called the Shadow Bind. And instead of having to completely sneak up on him, you can just stealth over there using Celebrimbor's power and immediately take control. So that's also in the base game, but I wasn't far enough, obviously, to have any of the powers that I have in this. I literally have every power, so pretty formidable. The objective here is to eliminate 5 Uruk hunters, and by doing so, it kind of calls out the beast master of this area with a couple of couple of just random kills along the way to get to the target. See, here I messed up. I was trying to get the hunter, but so I get into a little battle. But it's kind of cool, like, shows you what else you can do with the Karagor. Like, see, he was down, so automatically just tore him up. And then this guy, too. Ugh. Yeah, there's some brutal stuff throughout the whole game. Which is right up my alley, so. I don't play gore games just for the sake of gore. Like, they have to make sense. And I always thought that Lord of the Rings being PG-13, they pushed it as far as they could, but Warner Brothers owning the rights is kind of a problem. They could have made it rated R. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's fine for what it is. It actually is pretty, like, for a PG-13, and it's pretty brutal. Like that, what comes to mind is the last fight scene in Fellowship. See, here's all the moves, just to show you. I have all the moves also, but all of the, I forget what the other branch is called, but I have everything unlocked, so. Get a badass costume. You know, I didn't notice this before, but it looks like a Viking outfit. He's got I never noticed it, but he's got the 2 Viking axes on his side. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played this DLC, so I don't remember if you can use those. But it's a cool little like touch to the costume with the fur on the shoulders, the long braided hair, and he's got a full beard. I think intentionally supposed to look like a Viking, but look at it. This is just complete domination. I shot the Morgul flies as a distraction, and then blew up the fire with my arrows, which is also you can do in the main game too. And enemies are just terrified of you at this point. Like, you can just completely just wreck everybody like really quickly. Look at that. Just nope. And this is kind of cool. Takes a minute, but just to showcase what you can actually do later. Watch this. Bam! Popped his head up right off. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, I don't play gore games just for the sake of gore. It has to make sense, and this game deserved it. It deserves, you know, a Lord of the Rings world universe game being like over the top, you know, because that's how it was written, right? So, but yeah, this is just more showcasing how much of a badass Talion has become. And that's the Shadow Strike. I know you've probably seen it earlier, but you just become a one-man army. Now we're moving on to the next DLC, which is the Bright Lord, where you get to kind of relive Celebrimbor's life before he was killed.
And those that may come to pass. Some things never come to be, unless those that behold the visions turn aside from their path to prevent them.
The Dark Lord has the One Ring. I do not stand against him. Middle-earth will fall.
Take care, Silverhand. If you defeat Sauron and take the One, you may become something far worse.
Keep searching for the elf. Don't let him
So yeah, that's sort of an introduction into what it's about. He stole the One Ring after it was created because he knew Sauron's intentions. So this is him kind of dealing with what the ring does to someone, without spoiling it, but it's cool to see him in his human form and play as him and get to use. I think this is the only thing that exists where you get to actually wield the One Ring, right? You can just demolish these dudes. And it kind of makes sense too. It tells you where the powers that Celebrimbor gives Talion, where he got them. So that's cool. That double. Oh, and then that's, you see in the background that dude's head popped because I had him dominated. I'm not sure what that was, but combat, he's got his own moveset. Oh, badass. He's a bona fide badass.
I will forge these Uruks into an army of my own.
Even without the One Ring, I mean, I'm sure he's an elf. I'm sure he's freaking, you know, probably more of a formidable warrior than even like Legolas is without any, you know, rings. Let's see, he's got the Shadow Strike, Shadow Brand actually, which I believe, yeah, Talion ends up getting that too, but He has it from the start. It's freaking sick. Like, just showing you the different ways you can brand these dudes. So now that I branded like 12 guys, now I'm fighting Black Thorn, which is the purpose of getting that army, right? It's kind of like see, he's like kind of branded, but still pushing back. So what I do here is I issue a death threat. I could get intel, but I wanted to issue a death threat just to show you that's another way of using the Nemesis system. So if you issue a death threat to a certain captain, like, you'll let the guy go that you just interrogated, and he'll go after that captain. And it has various results. Sometimes they'll be successful and they'll rank up. But look at this.
You will build a tower in my name. Erect a monolith for your bright lord in defiance of the shadow.
And then, so this is also a revelation too. He built his army, and they built the towers that are in the base game. So I'm not sure if it explains that in the base game. I don't think it does, but that's a cool little way to introduce how they were built. And he's doing this to try to weaken Sauron. You got to remember, this is like thousands of years before the original Lord, or even before Hobbit. This is way before Sauron was defeated. And even then, look, he's got his minions there. It's pretty crazy. What was that game? Came out like on 360. Overlord? Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that. Building up your army to do your bidding. See, all I do is I don't want to take out one guy and let my guys take out the other. And they do. And I just sit back and watch. So we're coming to the end of the video here. I didn't want to show too much more. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this walk down memory lane, or maybe if it's new to you, consider picking it up, or if you haven't played it in a long time, consider replaying it, or at the very least, I hope you just enjoyed, walking down memory lane with truly one of the best licensed video games ever. There's not many more, right? Like Spider-Man, PS5, the Batman Arkham games. Mad Max is really, really good. But yeah, I mean, this one's definitely different. I love it to death. And a thing I wanted to mention earlier too, during the segment of showing Schmeagol, that performance to me was so good. I actually had to look up if it was Andy Serkis, because I was like, it sounds just like him, but no, actually it's from a dude named Liam O'Brien who did that voice. So very, very well done. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please, again, like it, leave a comment, let me know how I could have improved, or what I did well, all that stuff. And if you are new and really like, because I got a lot more of this style of videos coming, this is a 10-year anniversary celebration, and that was a pretty big year, so I'll probably do another one. Not sure yet on what game, but just keep an eye out for that. And if you enjoyed what I did here and you're new, please consider a subscription. Every single one helps me. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and Applerski out. See you on the next video.